A builder destroys an apartment building over an $8 million dispute. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and let's have a look at an interesting article that's doing the rounds because, well, I'm sure it's every builder's fantasy that they'd want to look at. It's to do with a builder that's, well, got an $8 million dispute with a developer, and we'll just look at the footage here to see how they reacted. You can tell this is in Germany. What's he doing? Watch. Bye-bye balcony. Let's watch that again. So he'd taken down two balconies and started filming it. The little kid's probably watching it because he's excited about these machines. So there you go, everyone. He went nuts on the the apartment building. Now, there's a few things to consider here when you're doing any construction work like this. Well, you don't get paid until after it's finished, and then if there's disputes, it drags on, and you really can't go there and just smash up what you've done because it's not yours anymore. And that's the problem of the construction game. That's one of the challenges in the construction game. Now, one thing you're meant to do as someone who's administering a contract, you can ask for a statutory declaration signed by the builder, stat dec, saying that, yes, we have paid all of the subcontractors. And so that means the builder, has to pay them before you pay them out. Now, this looks like it's more complicated. But in that situation, what's happened recently, there was a court case. I went to a lawyer breakfast where that was thrown out. The builder hadn't paid the subbies, and the client was going, look here, or the subbie was going, look. They signed this stat dec, and the judge said, well, it's impossible for the director of the business to actually be on top of every aspect of the business, what every subbie is getting paid, and all of that. There you go. So it's not worth the paper it's written on. This is why when people call for regulation and all these things and these rules and these interventions, I'm just so skeptical of it all. It's all just a theater as well. A theater of safety. So let's look at this. A rogue builder caused almost $1 million worth of damage to a property by plowing his digger into a set of swanky newly built apartments. Shocking footage shows the moment the contractor rams the machine into the set of apartments following a furious row with the developer, who allegedly owed him $8 million. A clip shows the digger repeatedly smashing into the balconies of the apartments at 7:30 p.m. on Wednesday in Bloomberg, South Germany. Police cordoned off the area amid fears the digger may have done damage to the building's gas containers. There you go. Some nice balconies too. And the detailing over in Germany. It's funny. I know Germans who have come here to Australia and are colder living in subtropical Queensland in our winters than in the German winters, because the detailing is so much more advanced there. Well, it's a higher quality, really, to keep the temperature and the heat in the building, to keep the cold out, than here. I remember when, Bondor were first coming over here with some products, and we were using them on some industrial projects. So we got all the technical manuals that were from the UK, and they were like this thick, all these beautiful details, quite complicated. Then they came out with the Australian manual. It was this thick, really simple, had hardly anything in it. Our solution to a complex joining detail was screw, drill, in. Horrified onlookers watched as the builder fled the scene in his car after leaving a trail of destruction. He later turned himself into police. So it sounds like he's just gone nuts, the poor guy. I mean, this is the thing. That could destroy his whole business. Often, builders will do it too. They'll string you on. They'll just string you on and not pay you, hoping you'll run out of money, hoping you'll go bust. They go, oh, fantastic, we don't have to pay them that. So yeah, it can get really cruel in the construction game. You've got all these people who are, concerned about stolen wages. It's very challenging being a contractor. It's very, very challenging being a small business owner, particularly when some of the big guys, there's such a power differential. I've had situations where we've worked on a project to help a client win it. We've won it. I put a fee in, then they come back and said, oh, no, we're not paying you that much. We're paying you this much. You've got to take a 30% cut. So I've got to think, do I take them to court, destroy that relationship, or do I take the cut? If I was depending on that job to keep my team going for another 6 months. That's one of the reasons, honestly, one of the reasons why I've scaled back. Because now I'm in a situation where I don't have staff anymore. So I can just tell people to go to hell when they try and con you like that. And that happens, more often than you think, to be quite honest. And sometimes from really good, well-known brands, So there was no one inside the building or any reports of casualties. Oh, yes, still, it was still obviously empty. It wasn't finished. Cops estimate the damage of the property will cost $795,000 to repair. How are the cops going to know that? Did they get a QS out there? Maybe they did. Maybe there's a police QS on staff. The dispute is said to have arisen as the property developer owed almost $8 million to the builder who had done work on the property. Yeah, I can't blame him, honestly. I can understand that frustration. Because, some of these developers are really shonky, guys. Really shonky. Eyewitnesses told German newspaper Schwarzwälder Bot that the destruction had only stopped because the digger's hydraulic hose broke. Well, there you go. So there we have it, everyone. A builder's response to a $8 million apartment block dispute. Not at all surprising. I can understand exactly where the builder's coming from. The stupidest way to do it, because now he's going to pay the costs and it'll go against him in any dispute resolution. He might go to jail. He could be seen as mentally unfit. This works to the developer's advantage. So he might get, okay, he has to do $800,000 worth of repairs, but now he doesn't need to pay that crazy builder. You could probably get a restraining order put on him. Maybe that was the insidious plan all along. I mean, you hear some of these stories, guys. I was working for an architect where, someone he did some work for someone and they sent him an invoice going, this is, what is it? There's some term in the letter he wrote, like a remit for all services rendered. And he took it, cashed the check and said, thank you for the deposit. But because he'd accepted and cashed the check, it was a renegotiation of the terms and conditions. So he had no leg to stand on. And I mean, that's the problem. You can win in these disputes. I've taken people to QCAT. One, and then how are you going to get the money? You got to go through the whole process. It's a nightmare sometimes. So, yeah, that's part of the fun of being in business, guys. I'm sure everyone who's a tradie or in the construction game has dealt with a dodgy bastard before. Just not paying you, doing the dodge. Sadly, that's how it is. So what do you think, everyone? Do you think this is an appropriate solution to this problem? Would this solve pay disputes? Maybe this is what we have to do to the developers' houses every time there's a building that can't be occupied or has to be evacuated. There's a solution to your construction issues. What do you reckon? Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, share your stories in the comments down below. If you're a fan and enjoy the content I create here, there are a few ways you can support us. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. Sign up for SelfWealth or Stake. Use our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. Buy our merch from HeiseSays. Use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint or support us via PayPal. Take care. Have a great day. And for those of you also in lockdown, have a good weekend. Take care.